guys, and welcome back to Teal House Farm. It is Canning Pantry Tuesday, where we use what's in our canning pantry to make a cool meal or side dish or dessert or whatever we're doing. But today we're going to put a whole meal together very quickly from our canning pantry. It is now 4:45. I'd like to eat by 5:15, and that should be absolutely zero problem to get a well-rounded meal on the table that quickly because of our well-stocked canning pantry. So I was gone all day. I substitute taught today, so I just got home maybe 45 minutes ago, spent a little time with the kids, and Sam is not taking the kids outside, and I'm going to cook dinner because Sam absolutely hates to cook. He was a champ and handled the homeschooling today and all the household stuff and everything that all the kids needed while I was gone. And but I'm going to cook dinner because he does not like to cook, and that's okay. I don't want to change the oil on the car. He takes care of those things for me, and I'll make sure dinner's on the table. But anyway, we're going to pull the whole thing together from our canning pantry to give you an idea of some of the things you might want to keep on hand in your pantry so that you can get a pretty well-rounded, home-cooked meal on the table really quickly. So let's go ahead and go shopping in our pantry, pull out some things, and see what we can put together.
All right, first step in the pantry, there always seems to be a couple things left on the floor from the kids, so we pick those up and then we go shopping. So I think we're going to do some barbecue meat today, and we're going to do 2 vegetables. We're going to do some baby carrots, and we're going to do some green beans. Let's see what we got. I got a pack of our homemade rice-a-roni chicken rice. We got 2 pints of barbecue goat meat. So that's going to be kind of the main course. And then we're going to do 2 cans of green beans, and we'll put those in some chicken broth for extra flavor. We have a quart of baby carrots, and we're also going to use up this kind of half loaf of French bread. We'll see if we can make that into some garlic bread to make it go farther. First thing we need to do is start the rice because that's what takes the longest. So we get out our electric pressure cooker. We dump in our pre-made rice-a-roni chicken flavored style mix thingy that I keep in the pantry. We need 1 pint of water and then just a little bit of butter. We'll put the lid on. Make sure that it is on sealed, and then this one has a rice setting, so this is really easy, and we're going to start it, and that's all we have to do. We're just going to let the rice do its thing. It takes about 22 minutes, I believe. Next up, we need a pot for our green beans. We're going to dump in our chicken broth, and we're going to open 2 of our cans of green beans. Our homegrown green beans didn't do very well this year, so we've just been eating them fresh, none to can, so we'll use these store cans today. Drain the green beans, dump them in the chicken broth, and then I love this herbed chicken bouillon for making green beans. I'm going to add about a teaspoon, and it really adds a nice dimension of flavor to your green beans. We need another pot, and we're going to open up our 2 pints of barbecue goat. We aren't going to drain these. We're putting everything and the sauce in this pan, and we're going to get it nice and hot and bubbly. This really is delicious. I can it in a sweet barbecue sauce, so this is going to be great, not too spicy. I have just a couple banana peppers from the garden. These aren't very spicy either, and I don't really know what else to do with them, so I'm just going to throw them in the pot tonight so they don't go to waste, and we'll add them to our barbecue goat. Last up, we need a pot for our carrots. We're going to go ahead and pop open that quart of carrots. We're not going to drain it yet. We're just going to kind of dump it all in this pot, and we're going to warm it up. So put that on medium. And once they're hot and bubbly, we'll go ahead and drain them. Cover on the meat and a cover on the carrots. While those are getting started, let's go ahead and chop up our bread. We need to get 8 pieces from this little bit, so they're pretty thin, but everybody loves garlic bread, so they'll be excited to see it on their plate. I go ahead and put extra butter on each because this bread is a few days old, and a little bit of butter and a little bit of cooking can do a lot to hide the age of some bread. So we get them all buttered up on the pan. I'm preheating the oven to 400. We're going to go ahead and sprinkle some garlic on. We're not going to put them in the oven quite yet. We don't want to put them in until the rice is almost done. Let's get the table ready for dinner. It's kind of collected things over the day. Just going to pick up everything, put it away so we can get the table set. Most of the stuff is actually things that I brought in when I came home and just dumped on the table so I could sit down for a few minutes. So we get it all put away, and let's get set up. The kids all have water bottles, and so we refill all those and put them in their spots. We only do milk at breakfast. We do water mostly for anything else, just because it's free. And then everybody's gonna need a fork. We won't need knives today because the meat's really tender from being canned, and plates out. The rice only has 6 minutes left, so it's time to put the garlic bread in the oven. And we're gonna give everything on the stove just a little bit of a stir to make sure nothing's sticking to the bottom. Now that there's only a few minutes left, we're gonna go ahead and drain those hot and bubbly carrots. And we're gonna add probably about a tablespoon of honey. I may have overdone it a little bit. These were pretty sweet, but the kids loved them. And we'll mix it up. We'll turn the burner off, and we're just gonna let the carrots sit in the honey syrup for a little bit. Cooker's done. I let it sit for about 2-3 minutes, and then I go ahead and vent it. Garlic bread's ready to come out, and it's about time to go ahead and set everybody's plates. First up, everyone gets 1 piece of garlic bread, and then everybody gets some green beans. And then we're gonna give everybody some carrots. The proportions for this meal are pretty much perfect for our size family. There are no leftovers. So in a couple years, I'm definitely going to have to open more jars of things. We go ahead and get the rice out of the Instapot, and we'll give everybody some rice on their plate. And then the final thing we're gonna do is top everybody's rice with some of the barbecue meat and a little bit of the sauce, and then it is time to go call them in from outside. Come get dinner!
I'm getting that to Mommy! I'm getting that to Mommy!
Now that we've decided where everyone's sitting, thank you, Isla, there's dinner. It looks great. And we get everybody in their seats and hands washed, and it's a little bit of chaos with this many kids, but everybody knows to stay in their seat and to do their best on their dinner plates. Mr. P decides he's going to try to eat dinner with his fingers and not his fork, but those carrots are still pretty warm, so you might rethink that one. The kids overall liked all of it. The meat, like I said, is pretty sweet.
Okay, there you have it, a real quick meal on the table. We're all done, chores are almost done, and it's not even 6 o'clock yet, so that's awesome. And people always ask me, what does the goat taste like? It's got like a, maybe more of a, like a pork flavor than anything else, but it's got a, I think it's technically a red meat. It has more of a beef consistency, like how it pulls. I find that the goat is better canned, actually. A lot of meats are better fresh or frozen than they are canned, but the goat is better canned. It's much more tender. It falls right apart. It was really delicious. So if you're curious how to can barbecue goat, and you can also follow these instructions for barbecue pork or beef, I'll link that video below. It's a real handy thing to have in your canning pantry. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys all next time.